You remember the Nero 3, you fell in love with the Nero 5, but now we're gonna find out how much we love the brand new Nero 7 from AI. Unboxing video starts now, let's go. The Nero 7 joins the family of Neros. Welcome Nero 7, let's unbox this puppy. Get this box open quickly, pop it open, and here we got the Nero 7. Very nice looking, very sleek. Comes with a physical button that goes click click. It's got two magnets, one for the dry side outside of your tank and one for the wet side on the inside of your tank. Let's test it and see how good it is. That's pretty strong. Let's do it one more time. Yup, pretty strong magnet. Very nice profile, very nice design on the Nero 7. Also comes with the Nero guard, which we'll put on in a second. What else comes in the box? Obviously we got our power adapter, which can be used in multiple countries because it also comes with multiple outlet adapters. Does this have US in it? Yeah, of course, it's gotta have US. Got plenty of countries here to choose from. While we take a good look at the Nero 7, let's quickly go over some specs before installing and testing this bad boy. The Nero 7 is 3.38 inches in diameter and only 2.24 inches thick, which is a very low profile wave maker, something that we all want in our tanks. The Nero 7 is good for tanks from 80 to 500 gallons, while the Nero 5 is good for 40 to 100 gallons, and the Nero 3 being good for 2.5 to 60 gallon tanks. The Nero 7 can produce up to 4,000 gallons per hour, with the Nero 5 producing 3,000 gallons per hour, and the Nero 3 coming in at 2,000 gallons per hour. Now, your tank's glass thickness has always been important. The Nero 7 can be installed on a glass thickness of up to 0.79 inches, which is very thick. The Nero 5 up to 0.63 inches, and the Nero 3 being the smallest can be installed on up to ½ an inch glass thickness. The Nero 7 is absolutely an upgrade from its predecessors, but to give you one more comparison, the Vortec MP40 that I installed a few weeks ago, that comes in at about 450 bucks. The Nero 7 is only 300 bucks. Now I know what you're thinking, that's still very expensive for wave makers, but I'm about to show you why. The Nero 7 does have some decent sized holes in the back of it, so if you got small fish, you're gonna wanna use the Nero guard. Line up the hole for your wire, simply place it on the back end of the wave maker, and it fits in nice and snug. Not going anywhere, it's gonna be nice and secure. Then take your wet and dry side magnet and just connect it to the other end. There's your wave maker, Nero 7 with the guard installed. So I'm gonna be testing and installing the new Nero 7 in my 75 gallon tank. There's only one crazy fish in here, which is my Stingray, my man Scuba the second right here. He's gonna be thrilled to be testing out the new Nero 7 and see how much he likes it. First thing we're gonna do is get rid of my old wave maker and get that out of the tank. Out with the old. That looks to be about ½ an inch glass thickness, which is perfect for the Nero 7. My man just got wind that we're about to do something in this tank, so he's gonna be hiding under that sand in the corner for the entirety of this project. So the Nero 7 has two magnets on it, a wet side and a dry side. You know the difference between wet side and dry side. The dry side has the AI brand on the outside and nothing here on the inside, while the wet side, similar looking on one side, but the other flip side has a little rounded cushion area. So the angle adjustment on these Nero wave makers comes from this semi-rounded indented part on the wet side of the magnet, along with the rounded part on the base of the wave maker. When you set them together and they connect, you can adjust its position slightly on the top of the magnet so it's kind of angled down, or you can slide it to the bottom of that magnet and it's too much to the bottom there and it's kind of angled up. You can also do it left to right. You can do a little left angle or a little right angle. That's how you adjust the angle on these Nero wave makers. Pretty cool. Now you don't want to just take this dry side and smack it right on top of the wet side. That might cause a big smack on the glass. You don't want that. What I suggest is you put it next to the magnet on the glass and slide them together and they go in place nice and easy. Then you go ahead and adjust exactly where you want it in the tank. These magnets are strong and you want to make sure your AI branding is sitting in the right position too. Right, that looks like a pretty good spot. Now let's go ahead and grab the wave maker side. Drop your wave maker in and simply set the back end onto the wet side magnet. There you go, it's fully installed. So it's got some play here on how it sits on the magnet, and that helps you adjust the angle of the wave maker. For now though, for testing purposes, I'm gonna leave it totally centered on the magnet just to see what happens when we power this boy up. Apologize for the glare, guys, but it is what it is. Like I said, Mr. Grumpy is just gonna hang out there this whole project. Right now you're looking at that super stagnant surface, no movement at all. About to plug in the Nero 7, let's check it out. Here we go, just starting up. Check out that waste accumulation being pulled up. Can you guys see that? Look at that waste being pulled up to the wavemaker, right here in the corner. So I'm just switching through the modes right now. That looks like a lot of power. There's your surface agitation coming from the Nero 7. I see all this waste getting pulled. Even so, look at all that substrate getting pulled towards the wavemaker. I hope you guys can see that on the camera. This just made a tornado of dust in the tank. All that stuff is getting pulled this way, which is what we want because my filter intake is on this side of the tank. We've got really good surface agitation with the Nero 7 pointed completely straight, not even angled at all. That is some really good flow in the tank, but we can change our modes here. So we've got 5 different levels here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 levels of power that you can control right here from the switch. And level 5 definitely is the most power because everything is going crazy right now. We got a little tornado going on over here in the corner. I hope the camera caught that, but I'll go a little closer so you guys can maybe see everything floating around in the tank. I think 5 is too strong for this 75 gallon. So we're gonna go back down to, we're gonna start at off and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 should be enough. That's level 3 and that's pretty good. But controlling the power levels with your physical switch right here is only one way of doing it. You also have full control using the Mobius app or the My AI app, and you can control different modes and power levels on the Nero 7. Let's check it out. So what I wanna show you real quick is the Mobius app. We're gonna open that up on your phone. I like to use Mobius app because not only can I control the wave makers, but I can also control all of my AI lights from the Mobius app. As soon as you get into the Mobius app, you can see the equipment that you already have installed. You can see my Vortec MP40, which is currently working on the 210 right now. It's in a mode, which is why it's constantly changing that way, the way I have it set up. And right next to it is my lighting. So we're gonna go ahead, tap the circles with the dots in them, and we're gonna add a new device. And immediately, the Mobius app already finds the Nero 7. We're gonna select that Nero 7, hit next. And it's checking your firmware and it's already setting up and configuring the device. That takes about 5 seconds and the device is already set up. Once it's set up, we go right into the template section. Right here, we can decide if we're gonna use green constant speed or orange random. Random seems pretty cool. It says vary the speed throughout the day to loosen detritus within the tank. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna choose random for now. And here we can choose our daily schedule. You can leave it as default. You can use the wavemaker on low, medium, or high. For now, let's go with medium. And we're gonna activate it. Takes us back to our dashboard and we see that the Nero is now added on the dashboard. And it shows you, again, the power that the wavemaker is currently at. So right now we're doing 3,231 gallons per hour on the Nero 7. And when I check out the tank, that pretty much looks like my level 3 on the buttons that I chose. That's pretty good. So now randomly throughout the day, that power is gonna adjust to break apart trapped detritus. Now those are just the 2 templates that are available, but you can go back into the Nero and hit edit. And now you've got all these other different modes that you can set up. So green is your constant speed. Yellowish is random that we have already tried. Then we've got blue as a pulse mode. And green is a feed mode, right? So it slows the pump down, allowing for spot feeding whenever you start feeding. And you can drag and drop any one of these into this timeline over here. Select the power level that you want. Let's go 50% at max speed. Set the time that you want. 11:30, done. Okay, hit done. Now you see the one I dragged there is green inside the bar. Now let's say I wanted to do pulse also and add that into my schedule. Grab it, drag it into the bar. Set the time. You could either set the time here and pick a slot, or you can just drag the bar here and set it to wherever you want. There you go. Now you got an orange mode, a green, and a blue, and you can set this up however you want to set it up based on your tank and your fish and your preferences. Save that once you're done, and you see the schedule running right there. Tap resume schedule and your wavemaker is on that schedule that you set up. Obviously, not only can you do this with the Nero 7, if you go back to your dashboard, you can do the exact same thing with your MP40 if you had one. You can also do the exact same thing with your lighting if you had the new Blade freshwater lights. You can do the exact same thing. You can basically control all of your lighting and all of your wavemaker on timers, on schedules, everything right here through the Mobius app. Little secret tip I just found out in the app. Up on top where you got your tank name there, you can hit that play button and you got a couple more options here of turning everything completely off, completely on, putting everything at 50%, whatever you want to do, you can set it up here. If these options are not one of the options you're looking for, you can hit edit and make a new custom option to pop up right there. Whatever you want to do, this app can get it done. So I'm going to go back into my Nero 7, and I don't want all this crazy stuff that I just set up. I wasn't really paying attention, so I'm going to go back into the template button, and I'm just going to go ahead and pick random because I like random. We're going to stay on medium, and it shows you the time of how the wave is going to change throughout the day. So I like that. We're going to hit medium, scroll to the bottom and hit activate, and there you go. Now we're on that template all day long, medium power, we're good to go. We're back to the dashboard and we're back at 32, 31 gallons per hour for the Nero. I take a good look at the tank, I check the surface agitation, looks like the way I want it. Still got pull, that looks like a pretty good power setting for my man Scuba Deuce Deuce, who is not enjoying this light and me all digging up in his tank and setting up wave makers. He's not liking being harassed right now. But he's got a brand new Nero 7, so he can't complain. Now, I know you want to go out and get one right now, but before you do, I got a discount code. Now, use code FRESH10 over at bulkresupply.com. But this code is not going to work for the Nero 7 or the 5 or the 3s. But it is going to give you 10% off many other things that are on the site. And Bulk Reef Supply is starting up a brand new freshwater section. And they are continuously adding more products and equipment to that section. They're also starting a loyalty program where you can earn points and use those points on anything on the site. So check out bulkreefsupply.com, and if you wanted to watch a couple more product review videos, check that out right there. I'll see you on the other side. Peace.